Kia ora koutou katoa, nau mai hara mai ki tāo Hākinakina, your sports show right here on your Tribal Pulse. Te korimako o Taranaki 94.8 FM and 98.4 FM. Well, on the show this week, we're joined by Angie Walters, the Host Iwi Coordinator for this year's Taranaki Tū Mai in Ōpunakē. This biennial festival is a celebration of whakapapa culture and kotahitanga, bringing together the 8 iwi of Taranaki for 3 days of connection, learning and fun. While Hākinakina, while sports is a big part of the kaupapa Taranaki Tū Mai, there's so much more. It's about wānanga, toi Māori, kapa, haka, hikoi, and strengthening the health and well-being of our people. Angie, we're super stoked to have you on the show. Thank you for joining us.
Tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou e te whānau.
Hey, awesome to have you on the show. Really excited to have a kōrero about Taranaki Tū Mai. It's just around the corner now, but before we get started, ko wai koe no he koe.
Tēnā koe te whānau. Ko te kāhui o Taranaki Iwi e mahi ana. He uri o Taranaki Tūturu, Taranaki Maunga, ko Angie Walters angio. Kia ora mai.
Kia ora, kia ora. So, hey, what does it mean for Taranaki Iwi to host this year's Taranaki Tū Mai in Ōpunakē? It's been a little while since you last hosted, but how's everybody feeling and what does it mean to everyone?
Oh, super excited. It's been, Taranaki Tū Mai came into fruition back in 2009. So it has been around the maunga to all the 8 iwi, and it's come back around for us to host again in 2025. So super, super excited.
Awesome, awesome. Now, can you give us a bit of an overview on the program, like for the long weekend? What can whānau expect?
Aye, so it is now a three-day event. It was once upon a time a 1 day, back in 2009 with a couple of hundred of our uri all around the maunga coming together. To today, we've had registrations of around 5,500 whānau coming here to Ōpunakē.
Wow, that's exciting. Give us a little bit of an insight. What are some of the sports and some of the activities that are taking place?
Aye, so of course, so it starts on a Friday and it starts early on a Friday now. So of course, we're going to welcome our whānau into Ōpunakē with our pōwhiri, and that's going to be held at our Tamarongo, the Kura kaupapa Māori or Tamarongo. Super excited in that space to welcome our whānau, just to set the scene for the Friday, which will be followed by a wānanga. Of course, we'll feed our whānau before they head off to their respective sport from about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, because we now have to start the sport a little earlier just to get through a lot of those codes.
Awesome, awesome, exciting times. Now, here there's a bit of a hikoi to start off the day on the Saturday, down to Te Namu Pā, which sounds pretty special. What is the significance of this hikoi and what will happen here?
Super special. It's starting, yes, as you said, first thing in the morning, Saturday morning, around about the 7:30 mark. I think we're taking our uri to a special place, as you said, down at Te Namu Pā. And it's really to showcase, or not showcase, but to give our whānau some hitori about the whenua and the hitori about the landmarks and what happened in those times. Just to gather that kōrero and to pass it on to our whānau that, you know, don't necessarily live locally. They are super. I think our whānau that live afar really crave on, wanting that information. Aye.
Pai, that's right. Connection and whakapapa and hitori. It's a beautiful thing and great way to start the day on Saturday. Now, I hear Ruakere Hon is leading a wānanga as well during the kaupapa. What is the focus of those sessions, and why is that so important to be a part of this kaupapa?
I think it's elaborating on the hikoi as well. So it's about the wānanga as a big part of Taranaki Tū Mai. We do focus on wānanga, Hākinakina, our sport codes, and then of course our kapa haka on the Sunday. But what the wānanga is doing is bringing whakapapa, wānanga, kotahitanga together for our people. It's very special that Dr. Ruakere Hon is leading that space out. And from that wānanga, we've added in a a kahoot, it's called, on the Sunday, where some of that kōrero from the wānanga can be brought into the kahoot on the Sunday. It's a little bit of a quiz for our iwi to join in.
Beautiful, love that. Looking forward to that for sure. Now there we have it. I know some pretty cool initiatives with this year's Taranaki Tū Mai. Make sure to stay tuned. We're going to go to a quick break now and be back shortly to speak to Angie about some of the other amazing things that are coming up next weekend. Kia ora koutou katoa. Welcome back to Te Ao Hākinakina, your sports show right here on your Tribal Pulse. Te kore mako o Taranaki. We have a very special guest on the show this week, and Angie Walters, who is the Host Iwi Coordinator for Taranaki Tū Mai in Ōpunakē next weekend. Everyone's very excited. Huge numbers are flocking to Taranaki from all over the motu, not only here in Aotearoa, but from all across the world, coming home to catch up with their cousins, their aunties, their uncles, their papas and their mamas. And then he's in koros. So, Angie, sports is obviously a big draw card. What Hākinakina will be featured, and how does sports bring iwi together?
Oh, anything to do with coming together and being with each other first and foremost is going to be that wonderful camaraderie, that competitiveness against iwi, that friendly banter, but ever so fierce. But we have our sport that we've had for a number of years now, like our basketballs and our netballs and touch. But we're super excited to add some extra sport and codes in for 2025. Exciting times.
Now, Ōpunakē, for those that haven't been there and those who are tuning in, it's a beautiful coastal town. And if last week's weather is anything to go by, fingers crossed we get a beautiful few days like that. How are the local venues and spaces being used to host the different activities throughout Ōpunakē?
Our community here in Ōpunakē has been amazing. So obviously it is a small town, a beautiful small town. So we have to utilise all the different clubs and the different venues here, so that we can accommodate for ever increasing Tū Mai with as you see the numbers in the thousands now. So we've utilised the clubs, even one of the pubs that are hosting our pool, the golf club. We will also play the darts, and we're also adding in surfing this year. So obviously down at Main Beach, that's going to be super exciting to have that piece in as well.
Beautiful. Looking forward to that. The surfing's a great addition. Being that we're on the coast in Taranaki Tūturu country, no better place than to be down on the beach there in Ōpunakē. So looking forward to that on Saturday morning. Now, beyond the games and competitions, how does Taranaki Tū Mai contribute to the health and well-being of our people?
I think it's about our hauora as a whole. It's not just the physical sense, it's our wairua, it's our bringing our whānau together to be together, to know, to find out our history here and Taranaki iwi space, our taranakitanga especially. Lots of how can you put it? Just the feeling you get when we come together. As I said earlier, even though it's that wonderful camaraderie, our iwi versus iwi, even though most of us belong to more than one of the iwi here in Taranaki, it's a wonderful space to be in, just to be.
That's awesome. And the impact that this kaupapa has on reconnecting whānau, right, with their whenua and whakapapa, must be something that's that's expressed by all and really nurtured by all.
Oh, definitely. And it's an interesting space for when our whānau do come back, because especially our whānau that either live overseas or even down in the South Island, they crave a sense of identity, whakapapa especially, and these types, especially for Tū Mai, that can do and bring our whānau together to be in those spaces. So we're looking forward to with the hikoi, of course, with the hitori around that, as well as Dr. Ruakere and his kōrero. We're even pulling in a kumara mara, because Taranaki is known for growing our kumara. So that is going to be amazing in itself.
Beautiful. Yes. I forgot about the mara, or the massive mahi that Tihikura and the whānau are doing down there, and doing some awesome mahi, and I'm looking forward to that too. I think Matua Glen Skippers are part of that maybe too. So finally, like, what message do you have for whānau who are thinking about coming along, but haven't decided whether they're going to go yet? Obviously, registrations are closed for playing the different sports and stuff, but for those that may not have registered but might want to come down and check it out, like, what's the message for them?
Absolutely. Yes, and today we do have to have our whānau register, and that's just solely to know what numbers we are coming into our rohe, and how we can resource our whānau to make it an amazing event in the first place. I think, but those whānau that haven't registered yet, still no mai haere mai, because it's just going to be you'll still be a part of the kaupapa. You can still join in and watch and support our whānau out on the fields, or go and watch our whānau playing chess, which is another new code that we're put into the program. And as I said before, just to be with each other. I think that's one of the most important messages here.
Beautiful. Well, it's almost about that time, whānau, so make sure you book it in next Friday, Saturday and Sunday in Ōpunakē. Right. That's going to be the place to be here in Taranaki and in Aotearoa, I reckon. Place to be. I've never seen so many hangi rocks in my life. There's even going to be a big kai down there, whānau, on Saturday, Sunday, so watch the space. But ngā mihi nui, Ange. Thank you for sharing all that information with us. Taranaki Tū Mai is clearly more than just a sports tournament. It's about celebrating identity and culture and wānanga, from the hikoi to the wānanga with Dr. Ruakere Hon. The Hākinakina, the weekend in Ōpunakē promises to be something truly, truly special. We encourage everyone at home to come along and enjoy the festivities, connect, reconnect, be a part of this incredible kaupapa. Kia kaha Taranaki Tū Mai. Ngā mihi nui ki a koe, Ange.
Kei te pai. Beautiful whānau. Kia ora mai.